care. I trained in children care for about 3 years with another organization. And then I started my own organization in 2000 with the support of family and friends, moved back to India permanently. And over these last 22 years, I've raised 15 children. My youngest is 10 and my oldest is 35. I have 5 grandchildren who I'm quite proud of. And through all of this, I had to figure out how I was going to fundraise. I'm not very good at fundraising, so I didn't fundraise and I decided I was going to go to work. And I went back to research, worked in clinical research again in India, out of Chennai, out of my Chennai home, and worked there for about 5 years. And then said, enough corporate work, I want to do something easy. And I had again, when you put it out there in the universe and you get yourself aligned to what it is that you really want to do, the universe gives back. And a friend of mine who was doing some work in leadership and coaching said, come with me, let's do Erickson coaching. Didn't know anything about it. I said, sure. And she got me work. And so I completed my PCC level coaching with Erickson in 2011. And also did a lot of leadership programs. And then around 2015, I stepped into something called NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. And that really changed the way I looked at how I wanted to become an entrepreneur. And that's really what I wanted to share with you today is how can we use our own inner resources to identify the purpose of ourselves. Purpose of our sales, purpose of what we are selling. Why are we selling this? Simon Sinek, a leadership coach and speaker and writer, says you start with why. Once you know your why, once you know what is this in service of, what is it that I am providing that is going to be profound for others? Once you get that, then everything else, the behaviors, the beliefs, everything falls and aligns with that. But in order to find our beliefs, I believe that it starts with where we are today. So I'm going to share some slides with you. It's not a very heavy slide-driven program, but I do want to share some of my thoughts and how I have approached my own sales journey. So one of the key things is to kind of always be aware of your presence. The question that I ask myself a lot is, what is current with me? What's happening with me? And I ask, what am I experiencing now? So I'm going to ask you all to just in this moment, when you think of yourself as a sales woman, what are you experiencing right now? And write it down or just keep that word. You can put it into the chat. If you're experiencing resistance, if you're experiencing pride, if you're experiencing curiosity, what is it that you're experiencing right now in this moment? And when you experience this state, what does that mean for you? So for example, if you're experiencing resistance, what does that mean for you? It could mean that I'm unsure of how to move forward. It could be that it means that I need to work on this a lot more. It can mean different things for different people. And finally, just ask yourself, where am I experiencing this in my body right now? Is this confidence or curiosity or unknown or fear or resistance? Where is this in my body right now? All right. And these 3 very simple questions begins the journey of finding out where we are in this current moment. It increases our awareness. Okay, so I'll stop sharing. And I would love to hear from some of you what it is that you are experiencing now, what that means for you, and where are you feeling it? Where are you experiencing it in your body? So I'm going to open it up when you're ready. Please share. You can also share in the chat.
So Vimala, if I may,
Please,
yeah.
please.
So today I met a new prospective client.
Okay.
So I feel exhilaration. And what was the second question?
What does that exhilaration mean to you?
Love what you do and do what you love.
Mm.
And this feeling has given me a whole burst of energy. If you'd asked me how I was feeling yesterday, Chitra knows it was right the opposite. So just talking to a new client has made me feel that way. And that's why I'm so passionate about selling. So yeah.
Absolutely. Where are you feeling this exhilaration in your body right now, Kavita?
I think just in my thoughts, I feel very positive. Like it's like exuding out of me now. So if that's my face, I feel like I'm glowing for what reason, I don't know. But
exactly, sure.
So I think that could be the feeling of happiness from that.
Yeah,
so.
That exhilaration is shining through you in your face. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Excellent. There's some comments in the chat. I'm just going to go through that. Feeling anxious and fear of missing out. And it means that you've not met your target. You've been unproductive. And finally, you can feel it in your breath in your stomach. And I identify with this, Lavita, so much. And I think, Kavita, you mentioned yesterday, you might have been feeling something like this. And that's the thing with our journey in sales, is that one day can be so high and the next day, because you didn't get a project or you don't feel like calling somebody, or you're like, oh, I have to start again. One project's finished, you're going to the next project, and we have this up and down. And to just let yourself feel what you're feeling, see what you're seeing, hear what you're hearing, and just accept it, that this is just for now. And like Kavita shared, is tomorrow it could change. It could change in this session itself. And that's what we're hoping to do. Seema, you feel confident. I'd love to hear more. If you can unmute and share, that would be great.
You're still on mute.
Yeah, I'm going to ask her. There you go.
Sorry, I didn't unmute. Okay, sorry.
No worries.
So I feel confident now because I've been trying to do so many things in a row, and the one I started with, I have parked it and have started something new. But I feel confident in this because it is rhyming to what I think, what I believe, or what I think it is correct. So I have confidence that I can pass it on to so many others, these ideas, because I believe in that.
Absolutely. And when you believe that you are confident, it is, when we ask the question, what does that mean for you? It means that others will also prosper because of your confidence, and you're doing it because you want to help others. And where do you feel this confidence right now, Seema?
I think in my heart.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes. Bhavana writes that content and confused, which is a lovely space to be. Content for what I have achieved till now and confused on what's next. Yeah. And you feel it in your head. And Bhavana, I'd love to ask you one more question. Is when you feel it in your head, what do you think what does it mean for you when you say you're content? You say you have achieved what you have till now, and that's that contentment. And you're confused of the next steps. I'm not sure if you're familiar. There's a wonderful book called Good to Great. It's a pretty old book, written by Jim, I forgot his last name now, Jim Collins. And he writes that good is the enemy to great. And that contentment could get you into that space, but your confusion is getting you to great. Does that make sense? Absolutely. And I think for me, whenever I have this, I'm really happy with what I've done. What's next? there's that yin yang, that opposites that happen. And that's, thank you for sharing that. And you do feel it in your head. That's fantastic. Thank you. So what we're going to do now is, this is what's happening now. And as you know, every moment, our bodies, our mind, our thoughts keep changing. And we have an opportunity, especially when we think of sales, of having a little bit more control over that. We can say, what is it that we want to feel? What is it that we need to feel? And what is it that we are feeling to move us forward towards our goal? So I'm going to share my screen again. All right. And this time we'll ask different questions, of course. When you think of the most powerful state that you can elicit within yourself and that you want for yourself in success of your next sales conquering, client, your programs, your coaching clients, wherever you are, what is the most powerful state for you? I've given you guys some examples, like maybe calm, because for me, this is something that comes up for me, and this is why I put it down first, is that a lot of times when I think of my most powerful state in sales, the opposite of that is when I'm agitated. Oh, I want to get the sale. I talk too fast, or I think too fast. I just need to be calm. And that's a very powerful state. Some people think the powerful state is freedom. I want to just be free when I'm speaking to my clients. I don't want to get caught up in all my what ifs and this could happen and they may not do this. They may not say yes. Feeling secure and confident in where I am right now. Feeling powerful within myself. Feeling a sense of achievement is a powerful state. And then just feeling strong. And strong could be in mind, body, and spirit. Okay, so just, put this into the chat. One word. What is the most powerful state? Free, Lavita. Yeah, a lot of people pick freedom, right? Nice. Cool. Calm. And when you think about this state now of calmness and freedom, engaged, I love that. Thank you, Sujata. Just think about being in that state. What resources do you have to bring that state to you in this moment? As you think about what kind of salesperson you want to be, being that calm salesperson, being that free person when you are making your pitch, when you are creating a proposal, when you are, doing the content writing for your video content or your landing pages that we all are, these are all things that we all are doing at the same time. And when we think about what am I feeling right now, what do I need to feel? I need to feel calm. I need to feel confident. I need to feel engaged. I need to feel free so that all these thoughts can come in and I can have wonderful imagination. Now what I'm going to ask you, just step into that. What resources, just 2 or 3 resources. In order for me to be calm, I need to breathe. In order for me to feel engaged, I need to allow my thoughts to just come in and know that all my thoughts are supporting me right now. To feel free, I need to let go. And I have the resources to let go within me. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. So now that we know the state that we need to be in, let's now take this to the next level. When you're in this state, I'm going to invite you guys to now close your eyes. Just be in this state of calm, free, engaged, powerful, confident, secure. And think what becomes more possible when I am free, when I am engaged. What's more possible when I am calm? And now share, and then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and just write that down for yourself. What becomes more possible? Maybe you can see your goals, reach your goals, be more confident with yourself. I can take the next steps. Now that I know this is the state I need to be, I can now start working. I know what I want to put in my landing page. I know now what I want to put in my video content. I know how my brochure is going to fall into place. I know now, I have the motivation now to take that next step, to call people, to make maybe cold calls, or to call that client of mine that I haven't spoken to in a while. I know now because I'm in that state that allows me to be the best that I can. All right. And now let's do some resource accessing. And this is probably my favorite activity that I do to bring myself into the most powerful state I can be. Okay. So again, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And we'll just take a deep breath. And as you think of this powerful state that allows you to be the best saleswoman you can be, I want you to think of a character, either from a movie or a book, that has this same state. And it doesn't have to be that they were in a sales situation, but they had freedom, they had confidence, they had power, maybe in another, in a book or a character. And I'll tell you, my favorite character to go to is Dumbledore from Harry Potter. And ask, what does that character have that I need to have to bring me to this state also? So for example, Dumbledore for me brings me calm. And he was always calm, no matter what happened throughout the stories of the whole Harry Potter series. He was the one who said, yes, let's allow things to happen. And I know there was a knowing in there that he had that I love to access within myself. And what was that resource that he had? He had trust in himself. And when I bring that trust in myself, I get a shift. So I invite you now to think of a character from a movie, a book. It could be a Shah Rukh Khan movie. It could be Wonder Woman. It could be from the Avengers. Anything that resonates with you. Scarlett O'Hara, yes, from Gone with the Wind. Love it. Kareena Kapoor, yes. In Jab We Met. That kind of brazen, just say whatever you want to say, do whatever you want to do. And what was the resources that these women had? Maybe they had an inner confidence, and now bring that inner confidence into you. Bring that abandonment of results or what other people are going to say, completely non-judgmental. And keep that resource within you right now in this moment. Oop, that didn't work out. And now I want you to think of a person that you know. Someone, maybe you're a co-worker, someone from Shimantra group, someone from your family that has this wonderful resource of calm, engaged, freedom, someone who you look to as a leader, someone who you look to as a mentor. And think of that person and what kind of resources do they have that gives them the ability to have this state. A lot of times I think of Shilpa from Shimantra and how very consistently she stays with the group in her very calm and methodical way. And those are the words that come up for me. She's methodical, she's consistent, and I bring those resources within me now. And I have consistency, and I have resolve, and I have that calmness within me now, just as she has. Now you do the same thing for yourself. Think of someone you know and bring those resources into you and feel them powerfully. And now when you're ready, think of a time in your own past where you've had this state. Maybe it was last month when you had the state of freedom. Last week, maybe it was, when you were, think back even to your childhood. And what resources did you have that allowed you to be in that state of freedom, of confidence, of self-belief, of motivation? And what allowed you to do that? Maybe it was an experience you had where you won a client and you did it through, again, really listening to that client, really understanding what they wanted and being aligned to their needs and being able to fulfill those needs then. So you think of alignment with your clients, think of skills and resources that you have within yourself, like listening, asking the right questions, being patient with your client. Maybe you talked to a client and only 3 months later, you were able to get that. But through that, you were able to give them their time and having that patience to allow them to come back to you with more clarity, with more alignment. And know all these resources of being bold, of being strong, of being calm, listening, staying in that space of I know what I know, and having that experience again and again, and just bring all these resources right now into your present moment and just feel it in every cell of your body. Feel it as powerfully as you need to feel it, knowing that the next conversation you have will be the exact state that you need to be in. And that conversation is just going to be smooth as silk. And feel it as deeply in your heart. Bring that emotion, bring that vision, bring what you hear yourself saying right into this moment, right now. And when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes, come back to the present. Now in this resourceful state, with all the resources you need, I'd love to hear your experience in thinking about a character in a book, thinking about a person, your mentor, and then thinking back in a time when you owned this already. And I'd love to hear from any of you what your experience was.
Can I go?
Please. Yes, Sri.
So for me, character in a movie, like I watched Mary Com movie, and so actually it's Mary Com for me. And the way, she struggled being a mother of 3 children, and still she went on to pursue her dreams. And when she was in the in one of the main competitions, which was very, very important for her. At the same time, her little child's surgery or something will be going on, and she stood so strong, and she won the competition. So that I remember her. And the second question is, what can you?
Someone you know, someone you have, a mentor.
So and also Louise here also is one of the character, a strong lady. And in my life, when the first thought came to my mind was my mother.
Right.
Because my father, left 5 children, left the house, and she was so calm and strong in how she raised all of us. She was not a working lady, and she just managed the resources which she had a little bit. And I never saw her crying, or she never sat and discussed her problems with us. or anything even till today. She's 65 today.
Wow.
And, yeah. So I remember my mom, and yeah, I would like to have that calmness and that inner strength and confidence.
Yes.
And the resources. I didn't get that thing. Can you please repeat that third?
Yeah. So what you said, they have this inner confidence, and where is that inner confidence from? Do you think, from whether it's Mary Com or whether it's your mom or Louise Hay? What did they have that you recognize that they have? Maybe it's self-belief that they had, that resource of self-belief, or maybe it was a resource of just an inner knowing that everything's going to be okay.
Yes, and for Mary Com, her husband was her biggest strength and support, and that confidence she had or trust she had in him that he will take care of the family.
Absolutely.
And for my mom, yeah, her brothers were there with her.
Right.
That was maybe her confidence and trust, and though people are there outside, like it's more of our inner strength which makes us
Absolutely.
stand tall and strong. So maybe she had that inner confidence that she can manage things by a little bit of planning and organizing or whatever.
So I'm going to invite you now, Sri, to bring these resources into you, because one of the things that we know is that if you can recognize resources with someone else, it's because you have them within you. Because if you wouldn't be able to recognize if you've never experienced it. So you have experienced a deep sense of inner strength, that you already have that inner strength. And now applying that inner strength to your sales, to your, you said your website, to your asking people to come to your programs and your coaching. And, I know that you're an amazing coach, and, being able to just allow that inner resources to be there with you all the time. And they're always there. And recognize that. What does that make more possible for you now?
Pardon, what is that?
What does having these inner resources, the inner strength that you have, what does that make more possible? What's more possible for you?
Now I'm happy that my website and my whatever company I'm setting up, it's taking a nice structure. And yeah, I'm starting my campaign from tomorrow for the clients. So yeah, today only I just framed my calendar for the sessions. I scheduled my calendar for the sessions, and yeah, I'm not scared. I'll just do my part of that discovery sessions, what I call, which I give free. After that, where I pitch my product, and after that it's the universe.
Absolutely. Having that inner strength, that inner knowing, like your mom, like Mary Com, you are the same. You have it within you.
Yeah, but I don't ask anyone, or I don't like when I ask if they don't do, I don't stop myself. I just search ways and
yes,
I just do the work. That's all.
Yep. And being that flexible. If people don't do it, I'll do it. And having that flexibility is very important. Lovely. Thank you for sharing, Sri.
Thank you, Vimala.
Okay. Anyone else want to share? If not, we'll go to the next step. If that's okay with everybody, I'm just kind of conscious of time also. I will share my screen again. So now that we've done this part, what does this allow us to do? Asking the question of, when you are in that powerful state, who do you become? Who is that driven salesperson? Are you, who are you? So a lot of times when I ask this question, like, I'm me, but I'm me as a saleswoman. I'm me as confidence. I'm me as powerful. I'm me as listening and calm. So just answer this question for yourself. Who do you become when you are in your most powerful state? And this identity is so important for us, because when you know who you are, it can come up at any time. And we change our identities throughout the day. We become mothers, we become sisters, daughters, daughter-in-laws, friends, we become co-workers. But in the space of your sales identity, where you are the most powerful, who are you? And when you identify this person within you, this is the true essence of your authenticity of a great salesperson. And this question, if you can ask yourself as often as possible, who am I? Who do I need to be? I need to be Wonder Woman in sales. I need to be calm and resilient. And that's something that I have asked myself. I am calm and resilient when I go into this meeting. And that's who I'm going to bring into this meeting. I am courageous. I am unstoppable. That's a friend of mine. She says, I'm unstoppable when it comes to sales. She identifies herself with being unstoppable. So just ask yourself, who are you when you are in your most powerful state? All right, hold on to that answer. We're going to be using that in a second. And finally, when you are being this person, whatever that X is, when you are being confident, when you are being calm and listening, what is that in service of? What is the purpose of that? Who does that, for whom are you a queen? For whom are you courageous? For whom are you calm? For what purpose is this? And when you get to this core, love for you to write this, share this in the chat. So what is being courageous in service of? What is being calm in service of? All right, I'll stop share now. And this question, this answer actually, is your purpose. You're doing this for this higher purpose. I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for my deepest pleasure within me. I'm doing this because I love what I do and I do what I love. And I do this in service of my clients. I do this in service of making the world a better place. I do this with the intention of bringing clarity, confidence, leadership to my clients. And this is the purpose that will drive you to really achieving your goals. So whenever there's a disconnect, come back to these questions of, okay, what's most important for me to do this? And when you answer that question, you get your value of why you're doing what you're doing. And then finally, what is this in service of? When I am this person, what is this in service of? Yeah, making a difference to the world I live in. I love that, Kavita. I'm the same way, making a difference every single day in every way I can. When we know our purpose, when we know our why, the what and how just kind of flows. Our behaviors change to meet that identity, to meet that purpose. And we call this generational change. This constantly changes. You're just creating the energy right now. And this is a generational flow. It's not a static flow. And this is the space that I love to work in, especially in sales, because I think sales is a completely high energy state that we need to live in and we need to work in, especially when we become the person. Yes, for my clients, myself, and my team, and all those who have trusted me. I love that, Bhavana. Brilliant.
So for me, like I love to call myself a mad coach. And
Uh-huh.
I have a page, and when you search in Google, like I want to have my unique identity, like Shri the mad coach and the most searched one. And one of the ladies I admire is Indra Nui. I admire
Yeah,
her also. Great inspirational story.
absolutely.
And yeah, so making a difference. That's also my purpose. Even if I
Yes,
change one life.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Being a mad coach to change people's lives.
Yeah.
I love that identity. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I want that to
You
stay,
are that.
sustain, not just, appear and disappear. I want that sustainability.
Yeah.
And already I have, I think I have reached a few steps, because my company also, if you just type in Google, we are standing in the first place right now.
Yay.
Yeah. And yeah.
Good. And that's it. And you are the mad coach already, Sri. You're already that. It's not going to happen in the future. You are that. That's absolutely lovely. Oh, brilliant.
You can type and see Shri the mad coach. You'll get it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So now I'm going to open it up to questions. If anybody has any questions, any thoughts that you'd like to share, because as I said, I am very sensitive to time. I know we said we're gonna close this in an hour, and we have another like maybe 10 minutes, and then I'm going to leave you with one more very powerful thought before we stop. So anyone want to share? Anyone have any questions? It's a good time to ask. And you can put it into the chat, or you can unmute and ask.
Yeah, hi. I have a question.
Yes, tell me, Madhvi.
Yeah. If I want to aspire for a leadership role in a sales,
Yes.
so what strategy should I adopt
Okay.
to increase my confidence? Because I have fear to go to start to apply for sales head position.
Okay. And when you think of that fear, Madhvi,
Yeah.
what is that fear for you? You're muted. If you can unmute.
Actually, one is communication problem.
Okay. So the fear is because of
I can't communicate confidently in English.
Okay.
Yeah,
Has there been
and
yeah, go ahead.
And also actually in sales team more the number of male members, so I'm little bit scary, because in sales team there may be some senior salesperson, there may be some junior person. Handling junior person, no issue, but handling
You keep muting for some reason, Madhvi. If you can unmute.
I think her question is
Yeah.
that she's not able to deal
am
with
I
senior-
audible?
Yes, now you're audible. So I'm hearing three things, Madhvi. One is fear of the confidence level, your communication, and then also, having senior male counterparts to
Right.
work with, right? So those are the
Right.
three things that are really creating this fear.
Yeah.
So can you think back in a time in your life when you had confidence, when you were really confident? Maybe it was when you were a student or in college or, early on in your career. Can you think of a time?
Yeah. Earlier also in my college days also I have play leadership role. So little bit lack of confidence. Why, I don't know right now.
But I'm asking you, Madhvi, when were you confident? Not when you lacked.
Yeah, during the college time, and handling female colleagues, I don't have any issue.
Right. Okay. So when you're handling female colleagues and you are really confident, what was important for you in being confident?
for being confident, the important is a communication, correct communication to team members.
Yes. And do you have correct communication? When you were in your college days, you had correct communication, correct?
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
right.
So you have the ability to have correct communication. I'm
Yeah.
going to invite you now to just go back, close your eyes. You're off screen, so I don't know. I'm going to assume that you're closing your eyes.
Yeah.
Just go back to a moment in your college days when you had that correct communication. You were able to work, you were able to really be confident with your colleagues. I want you to bring that confidence, bring that correct communication right now into your presence. And now, as you are confident and have correct communication, just imagine speaking to your senior male confident with this correct communication. And notice what happens. Being the Madhavi who is confident, who has correct communication, just easily speaking to anyone, male, female, senior, junior, and just being confident. Just notice what happens. And if you can share and unmute and share, that would be great.
Yeah, actually, this visualizing in this activity is creating confidence.
You are confident.
I can present more powerfully if
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely. And this is the resources within you, Madhavi. It all lies within you. You are confident. You do have correct communication already. Whether they're male or female, you can choose how you want to be in front of them, and you are confident. So brilliant work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Anytime. Yes. Yes, go ahead, Seema.
Vimala, this is yeah. The same thing, like all your questions, like where you asked us to visualize, like where we were, the character or the person we were when we were calm. And see, the same thing is like when I was a child. So that time I was very confident and free because there was nobody to police me.
Yeah.
I was in my own self, correct? So, but in the due course of time, actually, I lost that.
Yeah.
Could you just tell me, why do we lose our character?
Yeah.
And we need to rediscover it at a later stage in life.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, or that's something that I've experienced.
Absolutely. That's a great question, Seema. And I think the way I look at it is we're human beings and we can't hold a lot of our resources. All our resources are within us, but they come up in times of our lives when necessary. So when you didn't have the confidence, you may have had another skill or another resource that you needed at that time. Maybe it was resilience. Maybe it was courage. Maybe it was just having that ability to like raise kids and to, function as a daughter-in-law, function as a wife, function as, in so many different roles. And at that time, this just kind of got pushed to the side. And it's not that you lost it. You've just put it on a shelf right now. So I kind of look at it as, when you're young, you read a lot of books and you put those books on bookshelves. There's only certain times when you take that book back and you say, oh, this is a great book. This is what I need right now. Our resources are the same way. Because if we had all our resources all the time at our disposal, it would have been really tough to handle all of it as human beings. We can only handle so much. But once we know that it's there, that book is there, that confidence is on this shelf, I can take it out when I need it. That's what I like to bring out in people, that it's there within you. It's enough to know that it's within you and you haven't lost it. You've just put it up on a shelf. And when you need it, you can grab it at any time. Does that make sense?
No, not completely. I'm not satisfied.
Tell me, what's
Okay,
the
let us-
struggle?
The concept that you told, where we keep the book aside and pick it up when we require.
Mhm.
That when something that that doesn't match with my thoughts. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt that any time in your life where you didn't have support? Have you felt that? I mean, I think all
Yes.
of us have felt unsupported.
Yes.
And you've had times when you
Yes.
felt supported.
And that was
Have
something
you ever
that
felt
I told
supported?
you,
Like any time in your
uh,
life where you felt really supported? Maybe in school days by a teacher, by, college mates, somewhere you had a friend who supported you. Have you felt supported? Yeah. So you've experienced both
yeah,
support.
I had all the support when I was
Yeah.
when I was a child, or till I was not married, or something like that. Like once I moved from that state of like my father's house to the husband's house is when I lost all my support.
Yeah.
Actually, I was actually very lonely when I moved to that state, and so that's the time when I lost the confidence and I lost the
Of course.
that
Yeah.
remind me what I was when I was a child, or
Mhm.
so that I have lost it for quite a lot of time. So, and that is, it was a longer span of life where I had to keep that in the shell. So that's something